There's always evil on the horizon, and so we have to remember that evil can always enter the hearts of the human person, and if we're not vigilant to that, in order to understand the dangers, we have to remember the past. That evil is real, and it happened, and it can probably happen again if we don't remember the past.
I think it was a kind of protest of Oskara Schindlera, who was a member of Nazi party, but was not a person like, for example, Amon Get, who was a sadist, who was killing people by his own hands in a Plaszow concentration camp. But wanted to do something to help people who were working in his factory. Of course, we know that there were some more difficult motives behind this decision. So probably he knew that Germany are going to lose the war, and was thinking about what happened to him after the war. But still, he made the choice to help all of these people.
519 узников освободила из лагеря Красной Армии.
They're murdered by gassing. In this camp, been torn to pieces by savage dogs, even to the slave numbers on their arms.
And I brought today my son. He's here for the first time, and we thought that this would be a time for him to talk about Auschwitz, about the evil of 20th century, of what happened here.
To me personally, I would say it can happen again whenever, whoever can participate in evil things. We can see it all over the world. So it is important that we are prepared to make a choice how to live and how to act.
I think unless you're teaching kids that things like this are possible, then you're going to have a society that is complacent. I think that you'll have people who are just complacent and not willing to understand that history repeats itself. It is repeating itself. But unfortunately, you have people who have so little education about the Holocaust and the events leading up to it that they don't see that it's repeating itself.
Was a whole line of thinking and the understanding of the human person that was completely misguided. People were treated as objects or were not treated with dignity.
We really should be aware of some signs which occurs when there is still group who want to discriminate others, to cut them from the society. So we should react on this early stage. The second lesson is that even if times of evil, there are still good people and ready to help others.
We've learned nothing. People are being imprisoned for the religion they practice, the beliefs they have.
And nowadays there is a trend to be very aggressive towards others that don't think the same as you or are different from you.
And that's my obligation as a father, to pass on this knowledge. This is not a thing from a fairy tale, but this is reality that shows what people are able to do, and that should never happen again.
You may always try to help people, even if everyone around you is doing one thing. If you feel that that's wrong, you you have to do what you think is right.
So even in the worst times, there is still a hope. And even in such a terrible place like concentration camp, there were people who could choose between bad or good, even if their choices were very limited. For example, to share with a bread with another prisoners or steal bread from another person.
And all it takes is one person to change something. You never know how the one thing you do changes and has that ripple effect as it moves on. You know, it gives someone hope for something different.
I learned to be here, to speak to people, to make sure where I am, it's not going to happen again. We are not going to treat people like this.
And I think we just have to remember that if you treat people with no dignity, atrocities like this can happen again, and we should never let that happen.
Even in war, there's kind people in the world. Even in that conditions, you still have hope in humanity.